What's going on, everyone? Timothy, ATIR podcast, episode number 2, A Time in Refinement. Thanks for coming on again, Jesse. I appreciate it. Just so you guys know, last time we're having a single mic when him and I are talking, or with anybody else that comes on the channel. Super excited. So the dynamic will be a little bit different next week. Again, we'll have one mic for each of us. Camera work will be a little bit different, but it'll be totally worth it. So really looking forward to that. Jesse, today I wanted to talk about a quote that I saw the other day by Friedrich Nietzsche that says, "The most dangerous form of blindness is believing that your perspective is the only reality." I'll say that one more time. The most dangerous form of blindness is believing that your perspective is the only reality. Now, you and I both grew up in the same household. Same beliefs, pretty much. Similar environments. I mean, we were different people, obviously. But I would love to know what your objective realities versus your subjective realities are now. And I can go into mine first. I mean, the only objective reality that I see right now is how it makes me feel. Helping other people and perhaps putting others a little bit before myself makes me more content and makes me happy. Now, obviously, I get burnt out certain times, but when I constantly pursue pleasure and selfishness and exactly what I want, I just get burnt out too. So that's, putting other people first, some selflessness has just kind of helped me grow and just turn me into where I am today. So I mean, that's the only thing that I have right now. I mean, that might change as time goes on, but yeah, I mean, what are we looking at as far as yours goes?
I mean, objectively speaking, the only things that are seemingly unchangeable is like physics, the need for food and water to survive, and I guess, communication's not objective, but yeah, those two, and then like diet. I actually wanted to talk a little bit about diet later, maybe now or later.
Yeah, let's save that for another episode because I'd like to delve into that. But I understand that, but I want to get more based on what you personally believe is objective for you versus subjective, like right now.
Yeah. Objective is going to be pretty simple. The only hill I'll die on is that it is unethical to gamble with a child's life through procreation. So it goes by a philosophy, but I don't like calling it out because people don't like it and they attribute
it's just very negative.
Yeah, with bad things.
But you believe procreating and having children is morally wrong, you would say.
Yeah, morally or ethically. I mean, if you get into morally, then people are going to ask you, well, what is your moral standard by which you use to judge this? And then it gets too muddy at that point.
A little dicey.
Because then you're just saying that, well, that's just what I believe. And then people will say, well, it's morally better to have more people because that supports the establishments and the climate, not the climate, but like the economy and all this
The
stuff.
machine is what we call it.
Machine, yeah. Yeah.
The machine. Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, I've known that a little bit, but I appreciate you sharing that. I think, I mean, if everybody really, really thinks about it, delves into it, everybody's going to have a different objective reality. If you single people out and you actually ask them what they believe, what they think, I think we might be surprised at what people actually believe if they can think and just really, really, meditate on it.
Yeah.
So, obviously, some people get into the religious aspect. Some people get into the political aspect for right versus left, which is always crazy to me. That conversation is always bonkers to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, how can we have those conversations with our friends, and how do we how do we confront them? How do we relate to people with that? People that stand strong, die on the hill with a lot of different things. How can we not combat it, but how can we have conversations about that?
It's tricky because if you approach someone with the intent to try to get them to think, they're going to see that as an attack. They're going to see it as, well, you think you know more than me. Even if you state that you're just like open-minded and you're trying to learn, they will see that as you see yourself as superior to them and are trying to like dig into their belief system and you know, pick it apart. But if you do approach it, like prefacing all of your statements with "I'm curious," I've noticed is a huge thing. That can be like life or death as far as someone receiving your message the right way. Is I'm curious about this thing. And of course, tonation is important too, because you can be like, I'm curious, you know, what do you, so
Sure.
So people, you know, tonation, I'm curious. So you have to be really careful when you are talking about something, which is someone's like their lifeblood or like their thing, which they base their personality and their human experience on.
Do you think? Sorry to interrupt you there. I want to kind of go off, not go off, but do you think that's an intelligence thing? Is that why do we as people, including myself, because I've done this and I continue to do this still, why do people feel personally attacked when they are asked a question about their belief and why it is a hill that they die on?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think ultimately because if you are not at a position where you simply say I don't know to something, so if you're the person that'll say I don't know, you're in a really good spot in my opinion. If you're the person that will say I know this and here's why I know this, then you're dealing with some sort of like wall there that for all intents and purposes, like the wall isn't there, it's just there in their mind. And you have to not break it down, but you have to get them to see that there's no wall there at all. That's kind of convoluted, but it's all that to say is like a person's belief system largely is just, it is the thing that makes them who they are a lot of the time. Is like, I am this person and these are my labels, you know, however many they have. And if you are to attack my labels, you're attacking me as a person, which maybe they don't always see it that way, but if you are approaching it a certain way, they're going to see it as like you're attacking my character.
Yeah. Do you think people feel judged more by said person when they ask and that person does not have an answer? Do you feel like they lose respect or they feel judged if they don't know something?
If they don't know something?
Because obviously people want to have an answer for something, especially I would say probably especially, well, not necessarily especially men, but maybe more so men, because we tend to be we want to have things figured out.
Yeah.
But again, why do we have such a hard time saying I don't know?
Because it's I mean when we identify with things that are outside of us, like if you identify with a political stance or with a religion or with a god, when you identify with that, it gives you like a foundation to say like, you want to know about me, here's what I'm going to point you back to. So like if you're a Catholic, I'm going to point you back to the Catholic Church, the Pope, all that stuff that they do. And then people almost like start to narrow down their opinions of you. If you say I don't know, then all of a sudden it goes from this to this. And now people are like, okay, well, I don't know how to deal with you because you haven't given me any reason to respect you, to understand you. You know, so people that say I don't know, it's like I don't know, people see it as like a barrel of TNT. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I almost just feel like people that say I don't know, or at least do a lot of research into thinking and then come to a conclusion of I'm not sure. Yeah, I would tend to think that they're easier people to get along with than
more
people
respect. I think
more than people that have an absolute I am dead set on this.
Well, if you're a thinker, like it gets into the realm of if you're a thinker versus if you are sort of, I don't want to say like a drone, but some people are drones that want the hive mind to be reinforced at every turn.
More of a NPC type of thing. Okay.
Yeah. So if you say you don't know, it's like you're almost like denying the fact that you're part of the hive mind, and you're almost a rebel at that point. You're attacking the base which they're trying to fortify.
Interesting. And then you automatically almost become an outcast from those people, and they don't want to hang around you or talk to you because you're not part of the group or cult or something.
I think so.
Interesting. Okay, so wrapping up, what can you and I do for people around us, our friends, family, the few family that we do have left? How can we have those conversations with people? What would be a good, I guess, first step? Because as you know, I'm very goal oriented. So what would be a good first step to have this conversation?
It is, I've thought about this a lot. I've thought about how do you approach someone which is like rigid in their beliefs. Maybe they aren't even rigid. Maybe they're just like they have general outlines that they want to follow. But even it's hard to, because really it's two completely different levels. You're at the level where I don't know, therefore I can be kind of swayed by anything. But they're not swayed. They're already approaching it from a position of I am correct, therefore I need to know why you think you're not correct, or what your beliefs are.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I mean, I don't even know how to approach it, because it just goes in circles. Even I've tried it with people where I'm just like, I'm curious, like, why is your belief system this? And they see it as an attack. So if anyone has better ideas on how to approach that, I need the answer.
So we're going back to what we were talking about a couple minutes ago. Is I don't know.
Yeah.
We have no idea how to tackle this.
How to approach it. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I mean, we can. We'll probably figure that out eventually, hopefully. But I mean, we definitely have some pretty hard-headed people in our life for sure. And again, I can be very hard-headed too, so I'm sure I can be difficult to deal with as well. I'm not going to put just other people in this category. So anyway, fantastic.
Really quick before we want to add this, I saw this video of this girl that was talking about how if you were raised in logic, if you see things as like a logical, or if you see things through an analytical lens, other people don't. Most people see it as like, my beliefs have been handed to me and I'm just going to reinforce them at every turn. So using what is like the Socratic method, which is like an open questioning, trying to get them to think about their beliefs. People aren't thinking in those terms. They're not. It's called like metacognition, which is you're thinking about your thinking, rather than just your thinking is linear and it's just coming out as your brain spews it, so to speak. So it's difficult if you don't have someone that's willing to think logically.
Good stuff. Yeah, I think that's really good. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you gleaned some information from this, or maybe you didn't. Maybe you just have more questions like I do. But nevertheless, always good conversation. Thank you again, Jesse, for coming on. Really appreciate the insight as always. Again, see you guys next week. We'll have an extra microphone. We'll probably start off. We'll see. Maybe just me sitting, or I might have Jesse come by and we'll talk a little something. We want to talk about diet next time. But I'd like to get into that as well. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up. I appreciate you guys. I love you. I cherish you. You are loved. Keep rocking and rolling. Proud of you as well. All accomplishments. You are worthy right where you are right now. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys. Be well. Be safe.